Yo, AJ, can you hear me?
Yo, what's up, my man? How we doing today, bro?
Good. No technical difficulties from the start. I love it. I love it. Hey, shout out to everybody. I know we've been getting a lot of phone calls. Today is defensive day. We have a lot of people that are gonna be talked about. Let's make sure that everyone's clear. Uh, for the seniors this year, and what we're doing in alphabetical order. This is just the top five guys that we have at this point, but we're going to put out a list of the top 10 of each position that makes up the Elite 100 senior class that we do. All those guys will have invites to the Elite 100 Senior All Star game, and that's what we do. We've been doing it now for the last 3 years. So, with that being said, we want to make sure that you guys understand that there are going to be some guys like that maybe they might be number six. This is preseason, so guys have an opportunity to go up or go down. Let me just say that. Once we see them play, we've had quite a few guys that in the past that they might have been ranked, just like last year. Uh, I felt like Bo Masco was the best corner in the area. We had him ranked like number four, and by the end of the year, he was definitely number one. So it happens like that all the time. So with that being said, I just want to make sure we cleared that up. Anything you want to tell the people before we get started?
Nah, man. Just ready to get the show rolling.
Since it's a defensive day, do you think I need to call out my people to explain cover two? Since it's a defensive day, do you want me to make that call, man? Because uh, you know, and before we get started too, on a serious note, I do want to give a shout out to my brother AJ Brooks. He trains a lot of kids in Central Florida, and he does not say a word. Seriously, he's trained guys at the first round in Major League Baseball, guys that are playing college football and going pro, but he just doesn't say a word. So shout out to him today, man. He took the time to work out my son at 8 o'clock in the morning. A lot of trainers don't have that kind of dedication. I just want to know I appreciate him. So when I cook Sunday, man, let me know whatever you want. That'll be my token of appreciation.
No doubt, no doubt. I'll be there,
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, so with that being said, hey, we gotta talk to him about first and foremost. Hey, AJ, you got it.
Sponsorships, man. I mean, we talk about it because in order to operate in this world, you need money, finances. Any sponsorship packages that you would like to inquire about, please contact us at elite100prospects@gmail.com, or you can send us a DM, a direct message on any of our social media platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Um, we're even on TikTok.
Wow.
So if you want to contact us, please do. We have different packages for different businesses, different levels, so on and so forth. So yeah, definitely contact us about those sponsorship packages.
With that being said, too, we're gonna have some really good sponsorships this year. The biggest sponsorship actually is always the jersey expense. The jersey expense is our biggest thing. We basically get the jersey and we give it to the kids as a momentum they can take with them after the game. So if you're interested in getting your logo and getting your information on the jersey, please get in contact with us. If you're just someone who's looking at the show and you know of companies that'll do that, please get them in contact with us. With that being said, uh, there's a YouTube. I want to make sure you look on the ticker. We're gonna make sure you guys, and I'm gonna leave that there today, so that way no one can say they didn't know. But before we put out the top 10 of each position, we do need you to go and subscribe, like at the YouTube channel. The sooner that you guys can do that, the sooner we can release it. We're waiting on a release. We said we had to get another 200 subscribers so that we can release that. That's basically, two people that support a kid because we got 100 kids. So we'll put out that list of the top 100 guys that are seniors that are in Central Florida. So I look forward to that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the defensive side of the ball. We've done offense. We took care of that. So let me make sure we get on the defense side of the ball. AJ, which side? What you want to start with? We got, for those who don't know, we have five positions that we're working with: D tackle, defensive end, linebackers, safeties, and corners. Correct?
Yeah, we pretty much go in that order, except we'll switch to corners and safeties. Finish with the safeties on the back end. Pause.
Let's finish with the corners, man. Let's finish the corners. Hey, man, they. You know, that's prime time, baby.
But You
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 know,
you you went you almost went perfectly, like from the first level to the second level, like defensive
hey,
tackle,
yeah, I know you thinking football wise. Yeah,
linebacker, corner, safety is the last man in defense. So I
yeah,
figured,
yeah.
but whatever though, it don't matter.
It don't matter, man. You know, I just like messing with, because I know that when we get to the corners, they a little sensitive, So you know it's gonna be a lot. But I take that back. We
The
start with D
safety,
time.
the corners, and the linebackers, those three positions were they
They
was
were rough.
tough.
Yeah, they
It
was
was
rough. They was rough. We literally we had meetings up until, and even D tackle. We had
yeah,
meetings
D
up
tackle for
until
sure.
like 6:15. So hopefully you guys appreciate it. Like I said, remember we're only giving you the top five. There's literally another five guys on each list. So let's start off with the D tackles. This is in no order. Excuse me. This is in no order as of right now. We will put them in order when we release them to you guys later. But this is in the order of the school name. And AJ, I'll let you go ahead and just you can announce the kid name and then we'll talk about him.
All right, so looking at defensive tackle, starting with Coco, Lauren Ward. He's a FAU commit, 6'3", 270. Violent in the inside, very disruptive. Helped Coco out this past season, last year as they won a state championship. Um, very, very, very good defensive tackle. Like I said, he's committed to FAU.
Yeah, and the thing about him is that's a big pull for Tom Herman because the kid had multiple offers to other bigger schools. He had Power Five schools and everything else, and he chose FAU, which that says a lot about Coach Herman and what he's going to bring to the table down at FAU. I'm sure he's going to do well. Uh, kid, I went out to Coco, and the kid got some good size to him, and he got a little something about him. When I met him, I always size the kid up when I meet him, just to mess with him and see what they say. He really wasn't backing down. So,
Yeah.
so yeah. So I kind of, it's one of them things. I'm like, man, you ain't hard. He said what he had to say. I was like, maybe he is a little hard.
Pause.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he'll have a monster year this year, and Coco will be back, back at doing what they do. Who's next up?
Next up, we got DeAndre Robinson, four-star defensive tackle, 6'4", 305, committed last week to the
Jones
University of
High. Jones
Texas.
High.
Yep, Jones High School. Um, I mean, he, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he might have been Jones' second or third leading tackler, if not their leading tackler. I know he was one of their leading tacklers at the defensive tackle position. Another disruptive kid, has the size. I mean, he had 60 plus offers. I think he's
No, no,
65.
no, no. He had over 65 offers because he got every Power Five offer there was.
Every school, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just like it's
That's
unheard
unheard
of.
of. Yeah,
It's unheard
yeah.
of, bro.
Good kid. If I think I'm gonna post the video. One thing I got to travel with him a lot this summer, and we went to South Carolina, and this dude man was playing Tyrese, and we was in the car jamming some old. He said, "Coach, let me take over the aux." I'm like, "Man, you gonna play that hippity hop, hippity hop?" He said, "No, Coach, I got you." He started playing all the Tyrese, and then we singing it. I have like we literally like me, him, and Tyra. We literally are singing, and he knew the song. He knew the lyrics. So I mean, like he said, "Nah, coach, I like old school." He put in some Brian McKnight. I was like, "Man, this little kid, all right." But good kid, man. One thing about him, he understands YouTube and stuff like that. So if he does get off in college, he's gonna make a lot of NIL money because he taught me some things about social media that I didn't know nothing about. A real good kid. Shout out to Elijah, Coach Elijah Williams and the Jones High for helping to produce him. And big shout out to we'll talk about her son later, but Barbara Jackson, the academic advisor at Jones, to make sure that this kid, is eligible and ready to go to school at the University of Texas in December.
Yep. Next up, from Ocoee, we have Ezekiel Brinson, 6'3", 270, 275. I believe he's a solid defensive tackle. Takes on a lot of double teams. Pause. I think he's a solid kid. The defensive tackle position is loaded. The other two, but he holds his own with these boys. He belongs in this group, and I think he's a top tier defensive tackle in the Central Florida area for the senior class for sure.
Yeah, I've known Zeke for a minute. He played with my son. Real good kid. Works hard. Is being trained by arguably probably one of the better trainers in the area. But he just doesn't. He doesn't train anymore. But Buck Gurley, NFL veteran, Super Bowl champion. Uh, you know, uh, Boy, him and Tank together would have been a monster. Uh, but I would say this: the only Zeke is a good kid, good grades. Mom be on him, but she be on him too much. I'd be the first one to, hey Kay, get off my dog. And we know you watching because you done called us 5 times today. So and so with that being said, your job is to make sure that people get subscribed to our YouTube channel that you see on the screen. So we're gonna hold you to it. For those who don't know, Kay is real solid. I give her a hard time, but I mean, I really don't know too many mothers. One thing I admire about her, she is very supportive of all the children. There's a lot of mothers out there that they just support, their kids, my wife included. But Kay is supportive of all the children. So a big shout out to her. I give her a hard time. If you need any type of, she does all the travel stuff. If you need all that, make sure you contact Kay Monroe as her Facebook name.
Absolutely. Yep. She's a good mom. So we'll see. We'll see how Ezekiel's able to help Okoye this year. And yeah, next up from Seminole, Preston Watson, committed to Duke. 6'2", 280. Real solid kid. It's gonna be hell when we have to rank these defensive tackles. That's gonna be the hard part, honestly, because they're all solid. Preston had his first step. His first step is real
Explosive.
good. Yeah,
Right.
very explosive. Good with his hands. He delivers the blow. Pause. And I mean, another solid defensive tackle, man, coming back for Seminole.
Man, yeah, I mean, Seminole over the years have always had good, solid defensive tackles. Shout out to Preston. He's done a tremendous job at Seminole. He chose to go to Duke, which Mike Elko is one of my good friends. He's a head coach. He just got an extension. Known Coach Elko, real solid. I've been knowing him for almost 20 years. We were laughing and joking about how fat we both are when I saw him on the bus trip compared to what we looked like 15 years ago when we had six packs. But Coach Elko is a real good guy. I think he's going to do a tremendous job with Preston up there. And shout out to Preston. Duke. I really hope that more and more kids take advantage of a Duke education. Me and you had that conversation. You had a Duke. Opportunity to go to Duke, you chose elsewhere, but I think that Duke education goes a long way, especially up in that area if you decide to stay in that area. And
Yeah.
and Preston's mom, for those who don't know, is Luann Sorrell on Fox 35. All right, next up, who we got?
Last but not least, Wakava, Sincere Edwards. 6'2", 270, 260. Sincere had 17 sacks last year. One of
Late
the
tight
top
end.
in the state. He reminds me of Aaron Donald for real, for real. They move him around from the interior to the outside. His first step is crazy. He's relentless as far as his motor, nonstop, high energy. In the All-Star game, this dude This dude was pregame in the All-Star game. You would have thought it was the state championship. He was out there an hour before everybody, and I just knew, like I said, man, there's something special about that kid. He was committed to Pitt. He decommitted.
Committed to UCF.
I mean UCF, well, yeah, UCF. But now his commitment is open though, right?
Yeah, he's going to commit sometime soon. Yeah, I think he knows where he want to go. He's going to make a commitment soon. Real good kid. One thing about these kids, about him, that's special as well. The kid has over a 4.0 GPA. He's never made a B in any class subject. He looks like he's 50, but but the kid is actually in his right grade. Real good kid. Like we talked a little bit about. Uh, Cameron Ware, he's definitely in that mode where he's wise beyond his years. I expect a lot of great things from him. Uh, Real humble kid. He really just wants to, he's one of those kids that he's playing with a purpose. He want to take care of his mama. So,
Oh wait, you remember he started off at Orangewood,
Orangewood Christian, and
and
he
I
had, and
remember it was a lot of questions. Oh, is he really that good? Because he was at
yeah,
Orangewood. He had
I
like 20
I
something
I was
sacks.
I was one of them because he had 20 some sacks. I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
like
this
what?
kid here, and then I'm watching this man drive, and I'm like, man, he got to be 30 years old. And when I met him, man, the kid was so humble. The kid
Good
was
kid.
like he's probably one of the better kids I've met. He really is a good kid, and I no matter where he goes, I will be a fan of that school. Seriously, he's really probably one of the better kids that I've met. Seriously.
You see
Uh,
how much he remind me of Aaron Donald already. I got him going to Pitt. I done said the man committed to Pitt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I think he's, well, I know he's a little bit bigger than Aaron. Uh, I know that he is, but I think that honestly, it's safe to say, and I would put money on this. He probably has the highest motor of any kid that we're going to
I'm
talk about.
telling you, bro.
I'm going to put money on that. The kid motor don't stop when
Don't
he's on that football
relentless.
field. So he's relentless, and hey, you know, Kava got a little something over there this year, so we're gonna see.
Yeah.
All right, so that gives it the D tackles, and quite frankly, there's about two or three more that was argued upon. That we got kids that have Virginia offers that went in the top five, like committed to Virginia.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Committed.
you'll hear about those guys shortly when we come out with the top 10. Uh, Now here we go with these D ends. Like I say, the defensive side of the ball. I'm telling you, there's a lot of arguments on the defense side of the ball. But here we go, D ends. Let's get it.
DN looking at first guy from Edgewater, Josh Alexander Felton. Orlando Sentinel had him ranked their number one player in the Super 60. Um, Here's another kid, great size, 6'4", 255. His top five: Georgia Tech, Maryland, UCF, North Carolina State, and Pitt. Um, Another kid with good motor, but he has good size. His size is like the first thing that jumps out to me. Um,
His
and
upside, his
his
upside, his
is
upside, his
his
upside is
position.
probably better than anybody that on the defensive line side of the ball.
Yeah,
Like both of the Edgewater kids, but his upside is high. I mean,
and this is raw right now.
yeah, and when once he gets in a football program, they put some weight on him, they get him to where they want him to get to. I could see him really being very dominant. I kind of got an idea where he wants to go. We talk, it's just weird for us because we know that's a kid we've known since he was like, what, 10, 11,
Yeah,
8, 9, 10. He has a twin. His twin is not as big as he is,
he ate
but
all the food.
yeah, but I expect a lot out. And before we go any further, I do want to give a big shout out to Duke, Coach Duke at Edgewater. Uh, when I say, I've heard people say things about him, but I can, like for me, I only judge a man how I deal with him, and he's really done a good job with those kids over there. The program was in shambles, when what happened, with the prior staff. So a big shout out to Coach Duke. Those kids are all humble. Josh is probably the least humble kid he's ever had. Cause Josh be calling him
Josh
out,
gonna tell
boy.
you what he gonna tell you how he feel when he
Hey,
feel he ain't holding back
he ain't
nobody.
holding it back. That's why I love him. But Josh, man, hey, he called out a few teams. I'm not gonna throw no gasoline, but Josh made sure that he got at least 2 games that are game of the weeks, just
Yep,
by what he said. So
yep.
who we got next up?
Next up, we have defensive end Adam Kasai. Kasai
That's
from
why I let AJ make all the calls.
it's Kissaya. This kid, he's 6'7", 230. He was committed to Minnesota earlier, but he decommitted to Minnesota once he got a Clemson offer. I think that's his dream school. He is
Yeah.
a Clemson commit, 6'7", 230. I can't imagine when he get to college and they put on another 20, 30
Yeah.
pounds on him.
He gonna have to red shirt because he got to get to about 275. But
Yeah,
the Clemson staff saw enough in, because he does have really good film, and you can
real
see
good.
it. So the minute and that's something else that I hope these kids can understand. It's okay to red shirt. It's
Yes,
okay to redshirt. It's actually a good thing. A lot of kids, nowadays feel the need that they have to play right away. He's definitely a kid that needs the red shirt, and I could see him, coming out of, especially with what Clemson has coming back. If he red shirts, I could see him doing a lot of damage.
absolutely. And like I said, he was at Palm Bay last year. Now
Yeah,
he is at Heritage. And Heritage got quite a few
yeah,
transfers in the
yeah.
department.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
I don't know who is that Heritage, but they doing a good job of getting them They in that portal, baby, like they say.
well, I mean, EJ Mays, EJ back, he's is coaching over there now. So
Okay, that
EJ's
makes sense.
always been connected with
Yeah,
some
that
with
makes sense.
talent and Brevard.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That's why. All right,
Yeah.
next up, who we got?
Next up, we actually have Mainland. Mainland has a duo. Let's start with Ramon McCullough Jr. This young man has Charlotte, Middle Tennessee, Tulane, Liberty, Western Minnesota, App State, just to name a few. 6'3", 260. I'm not sure what he's going to play at the next level, but I know that he gets the job done. He's a good, very, very good high motor, relentless, good hands. Like he's what you want in a defensive lineman. And I think he'll have a pretty good season next year, helping Mainland as well.
He's a kid in high school could play both. I think that he will end up being a D tackle on the next level. Uh, Travis said he was going to be on, but he's not on. If he is, going to put some in the comment section because we got to talk about some of your boys. Uh, Travis is, has a tremendous team. If he don't win state, how I am. Don't win state, it's going to be a problem. But that's my dog. I say that to all my dogs. They got to win state. The kid is great. I mean, I'm not. He's another kid with a high motor. Uh, you know, you can put him anywhere on the D line. Hey, if I'm a coach, I'm gonna look at the film and whoever your weak link is, that's where he's going. It's just that simple. And we did do something that we didn't say we weren't gonna do, but uh, McCullough is not before McCray. Like so, we're going to alphabetical order of school and name. If they got so McCray should have been the first because that's the next guy, LJ McCray. LJ is, you know, you would expect him to be who he is because his dad was a coach at BCU for a long time. You know that he has been trained, he's been around, good coaching, and quite frankly, it shows, man. It really does show. Like I'm not trying to be funny. Does it show to you too?
Yeah, but to go back to it though, who said it's not in alphabetical order?
McCullough, McCray.
Yeah, I know. The O comes before the R. Both of them,
MCC.
both
Both
of
of them
them
MCC.
MCC.
Oh, so
Yeah.
he's not MCRA.
Both of them
All right,
MCC.
all right. Well, then you won. I was trying to bust your
Yeah,
behind.
bro. I'm like, hold on, dog. Like, hold on now. Hold on, player. Hold on now. I know my alphabets, dog. You just told these people I had a good
It is water in here. This is not liquor. Because that's somebody. But somebody gonna be like, "Oh man, he has some liquor in his drink." But anyway, man, LJ,
Nah, but yeah, but when you talk about LJ, I mean, the like Paul's his size,
His upside is high too.
6'6", 265, 270. Like he
His
is a
upside high.
grown man, like right now
Yeah, he
today.
really is.
And when
He
you look
really
at
is.
his top five, I mean, it doesn't mean nothing, but Auburn, Georgia, Miami, Florida State, like he had the Bamas and the Georgias. He is another kid who really could have went to any school
Anywhere
he
he want.
wanted.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. And just for the record, guys, so that we know this too, there is something to be said. When you have the size and the measurables, you're gonna get the offers.
Absolutely.
I mean, like it don't mean necessarily that you aren't one of the better players. Like if, so parents don't get upset when you see a kid because they know that they want that size and all that kind of stuff. Because parents get upset. Oh, how is this kid? Yeah, everybody wanted LJ, and it wasn't no, And the thing about it is, from what I heard, LJ can do. He can do dunks and all that kind of stuff. I was
Yep.
with I was with DeAndre. I watched him do a double pump dunk at Ohio State. I did beat him in the 3-point shootout competition, but that's another story.
Yeah,
But
LJ do all that. You catch
uh,
Manley in this 7-on-7, LJ be playing tight end. Like
LJ is a
he's
bad
an
boy,
athlete
no
with an
doubt,
F.
no doubt, no doubt. So yeah, I want to make sure that everybody understands. This was the defensive side in Central
Loaded,
Florida is loaded
loaded,
this year. It really,
loaded.
really is. Defense side is very loaded.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. All right. So next up, the bat who we got?
Rockledge. Rockledge defensive end, at state commit, Terrell Spruill, 6'3", 260. Another kid with good size, out there being coached up by T-Rone, defensive coordinator at Rockledge. Rockledge
That's probably what
always
hurt. That's probably what hurt him. Because to be honest, shout out to my boy T. Roll, man. He my dog.
nah, but
Uh,
Rockledge normally always has a solid defensive defense.
always, always, and
Always.
that's a shout out to T. Rome. To be totally honest.
Yeah, honestly. And that front four, they do a pivotal job of holding down the fort, so to speak. He's a good kid, another kid, high motor, strong kid, good explosion. And he'll be at App State as of now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, he's a kid. I can guarantee App State is trying to hold on. It's gonna be, I know Coach Lockwood at App State, real good brother, but they're gonna be trying to hold on because I think this kid's gonna blow up a little bit. Who we got next up?
Next up, man, we got linebackers. Linebackers. Here go another position that was like
It was hard because we
hard,
combined
bro.
all linebackers.
Yes, all
You
linebackers, middle
outside,
and
inside, middle. So it's rough. Who we starting off with?
And unfortunately, like you've mentioned previously, when you talk about size,
It matters. It
it
matters,
matters. It
especially
matters,
at that position.
especially at this position. We got kids that was first team All State that not on the list. But coming up first was another linebacker, first team All State from Cocoa, Davion Parman, 6'3", 210. Alcorn State, FAMU, Rhode Island, just to name a few. First team All State. I believe this year he's gonna get those Power 5 offers. Last year was kind of like his breakout season, if I be totally honest with you. He made a name for himself, so teams know who he is. He continues to play like he played last year at a high level, over 100 plus tackles. I definitely see him being a Power 5 linebacker.
Yeah, he has 6'3", 210. That's pretty much that's what they want the high school kids to be in the lab. Parents, I would advise you to kind of get an idea of what these go back and look at these schools and see what these sizes were, for your kid's position, and you'll have a better idea. If they will probably have a look at your kid. Next up,
Dr. Phillips, Alfred Thomas, another kid with great size, 6'2", 225, 230.
Alfred look good.
Alfred looks real good. UT Martin, Toledo, University of Washington, Marshall, Liberty. He was a first team All Metro guy. Plays at a real high level. Dr. Phillips' defense is never the question for them. It's always that offense, and he's one of the leaders on that defense.
No, he is the leader. He is the
Is
leader,
he is the leader.
and he's a great kid. Alfred is a kid Washington for the like Coach Inge is my frat brother. He's the linebacker coach. Uh, we had intense conversation. Uh, I feel like Alfred's a kid. If they could steal, uh, the kid probably go up there and at least be a 3 or 4 year starter. Seriously, because they don't have nothing like him up there. And
Right.
that goes back to my point. Also, like I tell all the kids and parents out there, there's other schools outside of Florida. You might want to have your kid go see other parts of the country because when they go out there, there's not going to be nothing like them. Shout out to Jeff Robinson. His son went to Washington State, and he's going to be a 4 year starter.
Yep.
My son went to Washington State as a true freshman and was a starter. Matter of fact, Daryl Monroe when he was a starter. So parents look into that. Be okay with sending your kid away because I'm telling you, you don't see him like you don't see them like that when the season starts. Let's just say that you will not see your kid like that when they go to college. So send them away. But Alfred's a good kid. Mom's good people. He's being coached. I tell everybody if my kid was a linebacker, I, I'm going to Dr. Phillips to be coached by the biggest MJ LeBron lover of the world history, Coach Wells.
Yep.
Which, by the way, Coach Wells, I sent you the picture. I was in the gym last night. Where was you at? That's a whole nother story. But yeah, who's next up with the bat?
Next up is the most probably for me the most interesting guy on the list. Ugali,
Oh
Timothy
yeah,
Haynes. He was a 4-star linebacker, the number 2 linebacker in his class. Oklahoma, Nebraska, Penn
yeah.
State, Michigan State, Ole Miss, Miami. Like he had everybody. He did not play last year because he injured his knee, or he was injured last year. Excuse me. So I talked to Coach Sands, text him. Coach Sands said he looks great, and he is one of the reasons why I think Ugali's gonna make some noise over there this year. Timothy Hayes at linebacker.
Yeah, I saw him as a sophomore. He's the truth. He really is. I mean, he's when you talking about linebackers, he got what you want. You know, big, strong, fast, and thump. I mean, you really can't ask for much more than that. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
like you say, it's going to be interesting to see what he does. I'm glad that he's healthy. But the crazy part is we naming all these Brevard County guys, and I'd be remiss that and he'll be on the list. He just wasn't top five. That you have Cedric Hawkins is going to be little brother Samadre. I mean,
Demadre, yeah.
he's just a little shorter, but
He was the
pound
one
for
that I
pound,
was talking about. I mean, like this guy's Samadre is a
pound
tackling
for pound.
machine,
Yeah,
pound for pound. I
yeah.
mean, you're not gonna over pick
Yeah,
Samadre.
he's
Um,
steady. He's steady getting. He making his tackles. I'm telling
he
you,
gonna make his
he's
tackles,
making his tackles. And
but
he's
unfortunately, he's 5'11", 240. He just doesn't have the height.
more like 5'10". So,
Whatever.
but if you want to, he's a kid that's gonna go to a program and play 4 years and do very well and get a shot at the league. But
Yeah,
people don't understand it's just hard. It's harder to get in college than it is to get in the league. It really is. People because the league looks for production. Big shout out! Oh, we got a shout out to my boy John Walker. Which his son is Big John at UCF. Hey man, John, my son is now they in the Pac-12. So guess what, man? We get to see him play. Get to see our boys play against each other. Tell
Big
Big John don't
12.
hit. Big 12. Tell Big John don't hit my son. But anyway, but nah, man. Uh,
So
but nah,
Samadre trimmed up a little bit. That's cool.
it's
He
good
just
for
need
him.
to steal a couple inches from said. That's what he need to do.
Yeah, he need to whoop Sad behind and take every inch he could get. But all right, so who's next up?
Next up is another mainland kid, Rodney Hill. Rodney Hill is a Tulane commit, 5'11", 6', 210. He's actually the highest recruit or highest commit in Tulane history for this upcoming class. I mean, he transferred from Flagler Palm Coast. He'll be at Mainland. Another stud, another dude that's gonna help Mainland make another playoff run. Like you said, man, Trav, man, he got a little all-star team over there, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
bro.
Mainland is Mainland. Like Mainland's back to being Mainland. All the best players are coming to play. They were smart to hire Trav as a coach. I expect a lot of good things out of him. Uh, that is, and the kid can play. So we know but we just got an interesting quote. Take a look at it, AJ, because I agree. I mean, this dude here is a problem.
Yep,
Uh,
yep. This dude, he was. I mean, we actually ranked him as a edge rusher. So I mean, I know he'll make the list. He just the other five guys in front of him. I mean,
So for the record, this is why I try to tell y'all it's truly a committee because he would have been in my top five. I mean, the kid is, since they brought him up, the kid is running, he might be the fastest kid in the Popka team.
no,
Seriously.
he is. He ran
Right,
a 4.38 hand time.
right,
He's the fastest kid. He'd be the fastest kid on the doggone list almost on the
right,
defensive side to
right.
be real.
So as far, hey, I mean, I'm a big fan. He probably got overshadowed a little bit and not I know he can play. I know he's gonna go big time. He probably got overshadowed a little bit. They know probably because they had that animal Caven Call over there. But I expect this year for him to do big things, and that's so for the record, for those who think that me and AJ are just running it, that once again is another example of when a person gets outvoted. But hey, next up, who we got?
Next up, last but not least, he's probably the most athletic of all of these guys. Rockledge, another Rockledge guy, DJ McCormick Jr., 6 foot, 200 pounds. I anticipate him obviously playing outside linebacker, strong safety type at the next level.
Yeah.
He has the skills in the passing game, but he's very physical in the run game as well. He coming downhill, and he has a quote. A quote on Twitter is "I hate running backs," and like if you watch him play football, I mean, you could believe that he really
Oh no, he
dislikes.
meant he meant what he said. Like you
Mhm.
you yeah, you and I think he's going to be a safety on the next level, and I think he's going to be that that new now that they have these safeties coming down the box, and I'm with you. Hey, one thing I can say, he was honest because when you watch him play, he trying to knock somebody head off. He
Yeah.
really is. So Rockledge has a good defense to be expected by T. Rome. He does a tremendous job every year. Since we're talking about Rockledge, what are they gonna do with Traven? Is he gonna play quarterback? Is he going to wide receiver, or defensive, or cornerback, or what are they gonna do with him?
As far as I know, he'll be the quarterback. I know this summer he was being recruited as an athlete.
Uh,
So it'll be
That's why I
interesting.
asked. It'll be
Yeah,
interesting
it'll
to
be
see
interesting to
because the
see.
problem in high school people don't understand, and I get it. Is we get it because we understand football. I'm not going to put my starting quarterback anywhere else but starting quarterback
No,
because
that's
if
tough.
he goes down, then I lose everything. So I get it. All right. So hey guys, that now we get into honestly it's tough because like prime example we've named kids and positions that they're gonna be in the top 10, but it's tough. Now we finna get you want to go cornerback
I
or you
mean,
want to go
hell,
safety?
we Leesburg has a kid at linebacker, Kanye Gaines. He's a Western Kentucky commit. He didn't make the top five. Like I know them
He,
folks in Lake
hey
County
man,
right now are selling
hey,
out, saying, "Oh, they don't know
he
what they
talk,
talking about."
look man, he ain't better than Lorenzo Payne, but that's another story. But let's move on to DBs.
When we go
Which way
safeties,
you want to go? Yeah,
we
yeah.
can go
Let's go say
safeties.
yeah. Let's go second. We had a lot of discussion about safeties. Let's go say hey, matter of fact, hey, hey, do me a favor. If you on here right now, tag any person you know that like Jones football for me. Any person. But go ahead. We gonna go.
Looking at safety, number one, we got the first guy from Apopka, Antoine Robinson. I believe he'll be one of the leaders with Payne this year.
Yeah,
5'11", 205, has good size. Very physical. Very physical. and I think Apopka probably gonna move him down to linebacker this year. What's up?
He's as once again the person who this is backside information. I he's one of my kids for certain. Like by the fact, I would say he's probably like out of all the kids I've ever coached, he was in a situation where his youth coach was really playing daddy ball with this man. He was out there. I'm in practice watching him like literally destroy people, and he was our third string linebacker. And to show you how God works, all the other linebackers had to go out of town, and so we had to play him. And we played a team that this dude had us playing 10-year-olds and we were 8-year-olds. And he wasn't scared. He was crack a lacking, and it was at that moment. Like it was so he did so much that I had to, hey man, right there in front of I cussed the head coach out. We ain't friends to this day. We was good friends before that, but I was like, man, you tripping on this kid, and he's a headhunter, and they would be wise to move him down to linebacker. And they put him down to linebacker. I don't know how you gonna run with between Payne and him. I just don't know how you gonna do it because both of them boys is a problem. So you know,
Yeah,
I'm a for those who don't know, he's Brandon Merriweather's nephew, which we have another one nephew coming up by the way. But so that Merriweather blood, hey, for all you ladies out there, you might want to get your Merriweather so you can so your kid can make it to the league and be good. But 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 now
oh man.
Antoine is one of my favorite kids, and then on top of that, he really is a good kid. And all right, so hey, 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 next up on the list, who we got?
Next up, we got Dr. Phillips, Jashard Presley, grown man,
Oh,
uh,
no doubt. Once
UCF
again,
commit.
once again, I stop y'all. I'm sorry. I coached him as well. And for those who I coached him when he was young, and his granddaddy. I hope he's listening. All you heard the whole game, Pee Wee, Pee Wee, Pee Wee. That's all you heard. But Jashad has always been able to run. Jashad, he can run. And what got me was he didn't like contact when he was young. But boy, when I saw him last year, I was like, he done got over that real quick. Because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
telling you, he's coming down here with bad intentions. And I think that UCF got to still with him. Uh, he's going to be a really, really, really good kid. They got to still with that boy.
yeah. They
He
got to
bring,
steal his top six was Tennessee, Kentucky, Pitt,
oh, yeah,
Georgia Tech, and Maryland. But like you said, he committed to UCF.
want to stay home.
Boys,
Shout
boys
out to
staying
UCF.
home. Yep,
Shout out to UCF.
UCF.
They did a tremendous job recruiting him. Maryland had an inside track because JT was, played football with his uncle. But hey, UCF is out here recruiting Central Florida, and big shout out to UCF because that was something for the last 20 years that we talked about. They would let guys leave Central Florida. They're doing a better job of keeping guys home. So shout out to UCF.
UCF doing a real good job recruiting. Next up, we got Evans, Brandon Jacob, BJ, four-star safety, just recently committed to Maryland. His top five was Maryland, Miami, Texas A&M, Colorado, UCF. Out of all of these safeties, he's probably he has the most range.
No question.
Um,
He's a true
uh,
like his safety skills is he is the old fashioned, can come down and hit, but also can could play in coverage.
yeah,
He's very fast, has good ball skills,
there you
uh,
go.
good kid, known him for a long time. Uh, hey man, cut him from certified dog. Back in the day, he'll tell you right now that was something that he remembered, and he made sure that I would never be able to do that. Cut him twice actually. So, but I would
Yeah,
always
I don't
talk
like
to
to
him.
talk about that. I don't like to
And
talk about this stuff.
oh no, this but see, I talk about it because hey,
Beast on my hoe, I'm a certified dog. I'm a beast on my hoe, I'm a certified dog.
These haters keep on biting, I just scratch them off my paw.
yeah,
What you
but,
heard?
yeah. So hey, yeah, I tell anybody, hey y'all, hey, this is my beautiful daughter Asia, who's coming in on the podcast. No one can hear what you're saying, baby. But she, she probably wants some money or something. But anyway, BJ, what I admire, and this is the story. The reason I bring this story up to you guys, BJ was a kid that he could have complained. He could have, but when we talk to the kids, we talk to them. We tell them what's going on. I told BJ what he needed to work on. He worked on it. Even when we cut you, we are like, and this is a true story, AJ. You know this. We'll cut a kid, but we'll never tell a kid not to come back out. If you come back out, yeah, if you come back out, and we've had guys we cut, and all of a sudden they was playing with the 18. So but like BJ was one of those kids that didn't get
lucky.
Right. BJ is one of those kids, and we did. So hey, now look at this. Rob already know the server number. Look at this. Boy, this is what I gotta deal with. Yeah, which she knows. But no, they want to hear your mama talk about cover too. But that's another story. But this is my lovely daughter. Hey, for you guys, out here, you little young boys watching, I will kill you about my daughter.
Hey man, so look, next up we got Lake Mineola. Lake Mineola, Quentin Taylor. He's an Iowa State commit. Quentin plays he plays majority corner. He's being recruited at the next level. He does play some safety. But yeah, Quentin Taylor, I mean, like you mentioned Mayweather. He's another one of Mayweather's nephews. I mean, I
coached him too. I coached him too, by the way.
I coached him too. Yeah, absolutely. Quinn's a good kid, mannerable kid, high level kid as far as athleticism and as far as
academics,
academics, all of that. He's just a wonderful kid.
He really is.
So yeah, Quentin Taylor, he has the size that you want from a defensive back. And yeah, so yeah, Quentin Taylor.
Okay, Quinn has always been a great kid. Good family. You got one Travis just sent me a text talking about we funny. My text is blowing up. Yeah, we want you to watch on YouTube. Travis said he watched on YouTube. We want all y'all to watch on YouTube. Like, subscribe, do all. That's why we had a YouTube button down there. So, AJ, we have someone that said me and George Brown, the fourth names better be on here, because that was the end of the safety list. So I don't know who me is.
We got one more. We got one more safety though.
I can't count.
We'll touch base on George, because honestly.
Who's me? But my thing is, who's me? Like, guys, when it just say Facebook user, that means we don't know who your name is. So let us know.
I'm assuming that's Bobo. If you say me and George, I'm assuming that's Bobo.
I just want to make sure that I'm just clarifying. But go ahead.
Yeah, I do want to know who me is too, though.
I gotta know who me is, but go ahead. Who's the last guy for the safeties?
Last one is the number 2 safety in the whole class, in the whole country, Jalen Haywood. I mean, another kid, looked like a grown man since he was in the 9th grade. 10-6 100-meter dash kid, fast, physical. I mean, you see him at running back. I like him at running back, to be real with you. But he's a terrific athlete.
To be honest, why you playing? I like AP at running back.
Yeah, AP at running back.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, like, honestly, I don't know if I understand why T-Rome made the move for him, because if it was my kid, I don't want my kid playing running back. But man, that kid is special at running back. He really is. Like he's special because he runs like 10-5. He gets in out his breaks. He cut, but that's a whole nother story. But the kid is gonna go. Honestly, he's the highest ranked kid probably out of the safeties on this list. He's gonna go out. He's gonna go pretty much wherever he wants. So big shout out to him. Good kid. Once again, that Rockledge defense that T-Rome has is gonna be seriously. All right. So then we got.
And let's touch base since we here on George Brown, safety at Jones. Personally, I love George. I think he's high quality. But when I look at the 5 safeties we just mentioned, it's just hard, bro. I mean,
the reality of it is I'll be the one.
They have better size. If I just be honest, pause.
the reality of it is, as much as I love George, because George is definitely one of our kids, man. He's a certified dog, good kid. Always like probably one of the most mannerable kids I've ever met. Seriously, uh,
Yeah,
always been very mannerable. He's on the top 10 list. He just
absolutely.
wasn't. He just was, and quite frankly, I call it. He's number six. I just
He
be
is.
be about point blank. But the guys that were in front of him were, you know, uh, a little had a little bit more. So that's the only reason he wasn't in the top five. And you can make an argument that he could be in the top five if Quinn was slid over to corner, but Quinn is going to like if you look at 247 and everywhere else, they're ranking him as a safety, and it'd be hard to put him in front of
And
because like once.
I even went a step further because it mean that much to me. I know people like, oh, they just be making this list, but I really, really like I put pride in this list. So I text Quinn, say, Quinn, what position you being recruited to play at the next level? And he said, field, safety, and cornerback. So
And,
man,
and I and it was to the point because AJ knows we were fighting for him to be the safety, but AJ contacted him. I contacted the coach of Iowa State. They said safety, so then hey, it was what it was. All right, so shout out to my boy EJ. I'm assuming that's him that says I agree. Uh, big shout out to him. Let's see what Travis he said. Oh yeah. Yeah, hey, I was wrong too, man. AJ loved that. The sad part, he the little brother. So whenever he can get one on me, bro, he be hey man, he ain't gonna let me live it down. So yeah, big shout out to him, man. He ain't gonna let me live it down. Shout out to we got Robert Wright in the building, one of my favorite correctional officers. Uh, you know, uh
12, he
yeah,
12.
yeah, he one of my favorite correctional officers. Don't go to jail. Okay, he say, "Hey, AJ, how do you think Okoye is going to do this year?"
Don't ask me that question, Ron.
I just, I'm a sip on my water. we, wa- I'm a sip on my water, man. Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
and we're gonna
And
get
this how you know. This how you know he the police. Hold on one second.
he had
This how
some
you know.
police
Yeah,
questions.
that man said. Hey, that man asked you a question like, and Kay could have answered it too because she's a woman. But you know how women and police they ask you a question they already know the answer, so they set you up. Like they set you up. Like look, Kay laughing because she know. Kay know what it is. Come,
Bro,
hey, look, man. Hey, man. Rob said, man, let him know how you. Hey, Rob, tell him to
but
let him know how you feel. Rob, I feel you.
we gonna talk to 12. I gotta ask my lawyer. I gotta talk to my lawyer first.
Do you want me to say it, Rob, or you want it from AJ? But we'll move. Hey, we'll see what you got to say. We about to move over to the
Hey,
corners.
yeah, hey Rob, check me out next week. We giving out predictions next week. So that's another show. I don't
Oh
wanna
yeah, we are giving our predictions on each team next week. We really are.
Oh, I need
Look
a
at Rob.
lawyer. When we talk to 12, we need a lawyer. We just can't be talking to 12 all freely.
Nah. Hey man, hey, next week we giving our predict. Hey, for those who don't know, next Wednesday that was gonna be the end of the show, but since he said it, we are going to go and give predictions on all the teams in Central Florida.
We'll
Hey,
go
and
through districts.
we're gonna go through districts, and we probably have to extend it another, like 2 days, just like how we did this one. But tune in. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel that's scrolling. Make sure you subscribe, like. We're gonna put it out there, and I think we
We
end up
got
getting a
one more
game of the week.
position though, man. We
I know
still
we
got
got them. We got are we doing game of the weeks next week? Like
if we
letting
got
everybody know
time.
again.
We got so much to do, man. We'll start with game of the weeks, I
All
guess.
right. Yeah. So just so that everybody knows, we are looking for sponsor of game of the week. I'm trying to get a car dealership. This is what I would ask you guys. If and we're gonna go to cornerbacks. I'm saving it because that's gonna be juicy. But if I can get a car dealership to give us sponsorship because you go and test drive a car, would you do it? So if you could do me a big favor, go to YouTube and just hit yes, because If we could do that, then that way we can maybe get sponsorships to do something like what we really want to do. For those who don't know, we
Let
want
them
to
know,
do the game
guys.
live. We want to do the game live. We want to literally be on the sideline, do the game live, game of the week live, and
Streaming.
that's gonna cost money. So we need your help. So all right, so this is hey, that's how I know it's EJ. That's how I know.
He
EJ,
said he gonna unsubscribe.
EJ, did you subscribe to YouTube channel? Like
EJ,
that's all I want to know. Hey,
don't
did you subscribe to
unsubscribe, bro.
YouTube channel?
We trying to get to
We
300.
yeah
What?
yeah.
Come
Hold
on,
on, hey,
12. Don't
hey,
do that tonight,
8
12.
and 3.
Not tonight, 12.
My problem with Rob is this.
Who
It's
is
only
it
10.
with him?
Hey, no, it's only
It's
10
only 10
games in the
games.
season.
He
He
said
got 8 and 3.
he
Hey,
counted
I'm trying.
damn
He got a
kickoff
kickoff
classic.
question. All right. So that's my only issue. But all right, man, let's go. Let's get these quarterbacks out the way.
That's a smart guy right there. Here we go. Next up, cornerback position. We got Edgewater High School, Kai Bates, LSU commit, 4-star. No, they're not, K. LSU commit, 4-star Kai Bates. He was another kid who could have went anywhere he want. He had Alabama, Georgia. He had all those guys. He chose LSU, one of the DBUs at the college level.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. I think Kai has a terrific upside.
He's
He's a
another one.
kid that primarily played receiver, and he's making the transition over to cornerback. So his potential to get better at the position is high.
My thing about Kai, he comes from a great family. Grandma is my baby. Grandma is like the bomb diggity. She's almost 90. Hey, she don't play. First time I met her, she was in my behind, but she give you nothing but love. Mom is sweet as pudding pie. Kai comes from a good family. Uh, Kid play, like you say, play wide receiver. We on the bus last year, Torian Gray, as we riding back, was trying to get me to come to South Carolina. He's like, man, I think he can play corner. We had a conversation like, Kai, you might want to go to corner. He got with Duke them. The rest is history. His upside, his potential, his upside is tremendous. So we hope that he does well. We have Central Florida has a lot of guys that should have, like, if they'd have been playing corner all along, man, this thing here would be serious. But I'm gonna tell you guys, parents, if you got a 6'2" wide receiver that can run, you might want to put him in corner. Next up, who we got?
Next up, Jones High School, Bobo, James Chenault. This kid he one of my favorite. He's one of my favorites. He's just been through a lot, but he's resilient. And I just pray that he's able to get through this season and go to school somewhere, anywhere, far away from Orlando, Florida. He needs a change of environment. And if he could focus, he's a kid that I truly believe has the potential to play on Sundays. But it's going to be up to him. He's going to have to really, focus up. But Bobo, he number one corner all day. I like him.
All right, we got with that being said, EJ, he was on the list, so we expect you to make sure that we get more subscribers on the YouTube channel. It's screaming across the board. Bobo is definitely one of my favorite kids. He's had a lot of adversity. You can't help but support a kid like that. I'm with you. I hope Bobo gets away from Central Florida where he can learn and flourish and see more than just Orlando. I think it'll be really, really good for him. I think that if Bobo goes, like, he's a kid, I'm telling you, he goes anywhere else outside of Florida, he's probably going to be a professional athlete. So, because they just ain't going to have nothing like him. So, shout out to Bobo, man. Real good kid. Next up,
we got Mainland. Mainly got a couple guys. First up, Xavier Mincy, 6'3". He's top 5 in the class. I believe that he'll play safety.
Look, man, I'm saying this. Travis is on here. Travis, man, if you don't win state, bro, I'm telling you. I'm just letting you know, bro.
You see how many guys with a name on defense?
Yeah, man. And I'm talking about, no, it's not that we just naming. It's not that we just naming, bro. It's the fact that these guys got Alabama, Auburn, Florida State,
Georgia,
like
like
right, Georgia,
it's
like it's
stupid.
that fact. So this is the most loaded defense that Mainland's ever had, and that says a lot. Mainland has guys in the league like first round draft picks, so that says a lot. Chemistry is the key. Man, don't be trying to
I
give
don't
me no.
want to hear
That's the
those
same
crap
thing.
about the
Yeah,
never.
man. I ain't hear all that. Look, man, you added the next guy we gonna talk about. Man, Travis, man, you about hey, you know what? I
Look,
don't have no liquor in this stuff. You
re-
about to make me go
realistically
get some
though,
liquor.
realistically, Mainland is all
Yo, I think AJ
years
is cracking.
previously
Here we
that
go.
weren't as great, but now that they're winning, people want to come back to Mainland. Like kids that started at Mainland transferred out, and now they like, oh no, I need to go back home. So I think
But
that's a testament.
I want to make sure everybody sees Travis rolling one at a time. That's what a coach is supposed to say. He's a coach. As a coach, I'm saying one at a time. As AG Wasim is a prognosticator, you better win them damn games. Hey man, you about to make me. I got water in here, but if you gonna make me go get a drink, it's gonna be a problem. But I expect Travis because we ain't. Hey man, we got another kid. Matter of fact, Shine right after that.
He Shine,
Elijah.
yeah, he the next
Yeah,
one. He's
come
our
on, man.
Shine. It's a
Man, this
kid.
kid
He got
10
UF, Ole Miss,
right.
UCF, Maryland, Iowa State. He's going Power 5.
Oh,
But
but this
he
a
shine.
kid.
He played quarterback for Mainland. He was at Spruce Creek, played quarterback,
Oh,
made the transition. He could play some wide receiver. He runs track low in the low 22s in the 200. He's a 6'1", 6'1 and a half, strong kid. Like he the truth, man.
man, my thing about and this is what I tell people all the time, and this is a prime example. I want to make sure I share this. 7-on-7, he played with us. Pops was upset, pulled me to the side. I knew he was a goon. I knew he was a goon. I was telling Pops, hey man, your kid's an athlete. You should move the corner. Whatever, whatever. Man, you know, now he's at that corner. He's doing what I knew he could do.
The
I
truth.
mean, and the kid is like, that's why I tell parents, don't get it's a process. Don't get caught up on 7-on-7, kid making teams. Like, is the kid getting better? One thing I admire about Elijah is because, we all guilty of it. As a parent, I get it because I've been a parent as well. I'm still one. But, you just, you love your children. But when I tell you, I saw something in the kid even in 7-on-7. I mean, what I admired about him was the kid, he wasn't happy about sitting on I'll never get mad at a kid not being happy about playing. Like
Yeah.
me personally, I don't want a kid that's happy about not playing. But he was respectful, good kid, and I'm so proud and so happy that everything's working out for him. Because I have a form, I believe in that. I believe if kids keep their composure and do what they're supposed to do, God is going to take care of them, especially when they're good kids. And he is truly a good kid. So, shout out to those guys. Oh,
And,
we got
and
we,
to,
we got we got somebody that wasn't looking. And before I answer him, I'm gonna let my dude say it. That was
there we
yesterday. Let's move on.
and to credit Isaiah's pops, Eddie,
Yeah,
I give him a lot of respect as well because he
yeah,
wasn't happy with the situation at Certified Dog. I believe he was playing out of position, but he circled back. He came back to us this year, and he was tremendous. Like
correct, correct.
he was locked
That's
down
why I
on the
tell.
outside,
I,
man.
I wish I wish people would understand that it ain't about like I'd rather you be real with me and tell me my son needs to work on something. Like the real ones, like when I told BJ went and worked on it. Like you say, his pops could have took his tail, I'm gonna run over here. Man, he went and worked on it. Some people don't want to do that. Like, I'd rather if my son ain't cutting the mustard, like BJ said, he said, Coach AG, you'll never be able to tell me that shit again. I respect that. That's the way it's supposed to be. Like, but hey, don't get me started if I get on my soapbox. Who's next up? This the last.
Last up, UCF commit representing Seminole, Chasen Johnson. He was committed to Pitt. He decommitted. He want to stay home, be a part of that hometown hero that UCF got going on. Chasen is another kid that can run 10-7, 10-6
Oh my
type
goodness.
speed. Good size. Once he gets even more muscle at the next level, I like Chasen. He's a real good kid. him and Warren have a good duo over there in Seminole County. One of the better duos in the state. It's just like this one, Xavier and Eshawn, like that duo right there. That's another duo. So I mean, the cornerback was another list that was tough, but yeah, Chasen Johnson was our last one at 5.
Man, I tell everybody, man, you know this. We went and saw Chasen when they played Coco. And the first thing I said is, who the hell is that kid? I mean, he's very impressive. I like what he brings to the table. I think that, like, hey man, UCF ain't playing out there. They out there getting these
UCF
guys.
is
Uh,
recruiting.
yeah, they recruiting Central Florida. They doing what I always said. If they just keep everybody home, just like I think if South Florida keep all the Tampa kids home, they're gonna be fine. So shout out to UCF and all their coaches over there. They real good brothers. Uh, they just a good staff. And hopefully they'll keep doing it. Okay, what Coach CJ? Let's see.
And he absolutely right. When we look at corners, Jalen Thompson, he's committed to University of North Carolina, and also Romello Walker, who's making a transition to DB. Both of those young men are definitely in our top 10. That top 5 was just tough, man.
Yeah, I mean, like defense, man. I'm just telling you, defense was tough.
Loaded. Defense was loaded. It was hard.
Yeah, it definitely, defense was tough. I mean, you could have made an argument, I would say, and I definitely, would say you could have made an argument for Thompson at safety because that's a position he's going to play at the next level. You could definitely made an argument for him at that safety position. But like
I
you
mean,
said,
if honest to God, if we went back and we put Jalen at safety, the odd man out at the safety position would be Antoine Robinson.
yeah,
And
we could have put him there, but like I say, it was a vote. I think that it's well, I will say someone.
He plays more corner.
He played more corner, and that he's going to transition. He played corner. Now ain't no more corner. He played corner.
Yeah, he played corner.
And if we look at him at corner, he's definitely his seasons weren't better than the kids that were in front of him. I have a rule. He one of my kids. I love him to death. Known Pops forever, but hey man, you can't give up 3 touchdowns to nobody if you're the DB. It's just what it is. I don't give a damn who he is. And that, so that, that knocked them down with a lot of people in voting because all those guys on that list, they didn't give up nothing. They didn't give up nothing. So that, and I, personally, I mean, even though the wide receiver that gave it to him was my son, I still don't think no corner can give up 3 touchdowns and be top 5. And with the guys that are got offers going to other schools, right.
Comparable, even schools.
Yeah. Okay. So look, Rob that came on. Rob ready. I can't wait to see it.
I'm probably not.
Yeah, I don't know if Okoye is gonna have a game of the week. Like if they, but if they do, this is what I would say, Rob. You and AJ can make some chicken wing bets on Okoye. You still ain't got paid by Lake Brent, like our boy Lake Mary from last year, did you?
Nah,
he still ain't getting it. Yeah. So you and him can make some chicken wing bets.
Chicken wings. I can't make chicken wing bets if these people ain't gonna be.
Yeah, they ain't paying up, man. I done seen it, man. Matter of fact, Coach Shep owed me chicken wings here. See, he want the chicken wing bet. Now I know Rob. The one thing I would give Rob, he gonna pay up on his chicken wing bet.
Rob, what's the chicken wing bet you want? What chicken wing bet you want to make with me and Okoye?
Air House is a fire. Hey, he said go there. So Rob, what are you saying? Okoye's right. He said it's 8-2. He said Okoye's 8-2.
You said 8-2. We could do more than a damn chicken wing bet if you want to say 8-2. What?
Hey, he said 50 wings. 50 wings. I'm assuming 50 wings. So 8-2 is the bet. Like, hey, we all here, man. Hey, we all. Hey, what's the bet? 8-2. AJ, it is what it is, man. What you saying Okoye gonna be? It is what it is.
They ain't gonna be 8-2. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
what you said? It's okay, man.
I'm
Hey, the
saying
man.
I want to know 50 what? 50 what? Because we could do more than 50 wings. So
Oh,
what do you want to bet? 50 what? 50 wings, 50 $100 bills, like 50 what?
hey,
50
I'm
pair
a
of
Ron. I'm a
Jordans. Like
Ron
what you
Walker, man.
want to bet,
Hold
Rob?
on. He said 7-3.
Oh, now we backing up. So we started at 8-2. Now we're going
Hey,
to
man.
7-3.
AJ, what are you
Okay.
saying? Like he at
I'm
least he
saying
called.
they ain't
What are you
doing that
saying?
either. So
What is your 10-game record for? Hey, we gonna spoil this one just because of the. Hey, what's
nah,
your?
check us out next week. Sign in, subscribe on our YouTube. I give you it all next week.
Hey, log in. Hey, make sure. Hey,
So
look.
you being realistic at
He said
7-3?
he said he had to be realistic. Hey, so hey,
Not being
I love it.
realistic. At
AJ,
best, Rob ain't stupid.
what I'm saying is, why Rob got to say it for you? You
I
go
ain't
ahead and
ready
say it.
yet. I ain't ready yet. Because if we could,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
bet. What's the bet? 50 what?
Is the bet 5-5? Is the bet 7-3? What's the bet?
Oh, I'm anything. If he say 7-3, I'm jumping all over that.
He said 50 wings. Is it 50 wings or 7-3? Is that what? And just say yes or no, Rob. Is it 50 wings, 7-3? That's what you said. You said is that what you saying?
50 wings, 7-3.
No, he said 50 wings. He ain't confirmed 7-3. I ain't gonna speak for the man. He said 7-3. I just want to make it. And he said, oh, he just confirmed. He said yes. So he said 50 wings, 7-3. AJ, do you accept that bet?
Absolutely. Let me see. 7-3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Absolutely.
All right, 7-3. But that if you want to know where we really gonna rank the teams and what we're
Rob,
gonna give them,
they went
next
6-4
week.
last year, dog. Like, ooh, you think they getting better?
Hold on, you say he say that he ain't hard to find. That's my dog there, man. I don't care if I say, hey man, hey, he a Cowboy fan, man. That's my dog. He say he ain't hard to find. So he said they gonna be better. He said yes, they gonna be better.
Who his son go there or something?
Yeah, his son goes there. Yeah, you didn't know that?
So he's
His
not
son.
being realistic. You got too much emotion in it right now, Rob.
He said he got daddy something going on.
He got daddy syndrome. It's wearing off so heavy. I could smell it through the web.
Hey man, all I know is, hey man,
Oh, Jaden.
Jada right
Okay.
his son. Hey, but all I know is this. Hey man, if y'all we gonna have to change the game of the week later on in the season. So whatever game it is that it gets to hey, hopefully it come down to the last game of the season. Hopefully it come
Yes.
down to the last game of the season. It's
Maybe
they seven
seven.
they
Maybe
they 6-3 and it come down to the last game of the season and they gotta win. Let's see. And they say he didn't stutter. Hey man, 7-3. Hey, that's
But
what it is.
why he attacking me like that right now about a Kobe?
Hey man, word on the street is that you attacked the Koi, man. I'm just telling you what they said. Like
Hey man,
look,
I'm fucking with them kids, man.
look, man, look,
These kids
man.
are sensitive.
Look,
These
look,
kids
look.
sensitive. This
Hey,
generation
look.
sensitive.
A Koi in the house, bro.
And
Hey,
that why the
that,
kids sensitive because the parents let
before
them.
we go any further, that now I'm just letting everybody know. Don't say nothing to Lil V. That's my name now. Everybody,
That's my
don't say
girl.
nothing to my baby now. That's one of
That's
the
my
greatest
girl.
parents. Yeah, that's one of the greatest parents
That's
of
my
all
girl.
time. Hey,
That's my
hey, I love
girl.
her. I love her like 4,000. I really do.
That's
She's
my
one of
girl.
the
That's
sweetest
my
people
girl.
ever, and she's a graduate of FAMU University. You should have been on here last night because we was talking about the FAMU video. As a matter of fact, what's your thoughts about the FAMU video since we put it out there? Because my wife, she felt some kind of way about it. But what's your thoughts about it? Matter of fact, is Cover Two still watching the show? Because
Hey, leave cover two alone, bro. Leave it
hey
alone.
man,
It's Friday, man.
hey man, I'm just telling you, man. Hey man. So hey, with that being said, we got it. Hey, we appreciate you. Hey, Akoi, I'm an Akoi fan. I hope Akoi go 10-0. So we
Corey,
gonna
leave
see.
me alone, Corey. I was joking with them boys, man. I ain't saying they going 7-3 though. I ain't joking with you, Rob. That's a bet for sure, for sure.
Oh, she's still on the show. Look, man, she's still on the show. He said, AJ have a. He meant to say good evening. Oh, Koi in the house. Look at him. A Koi in the house. They up in here. Hey, all you Koi people, make sure you go subscribe. Make sure that you hey man, if y'all get us to 500 followers on YouTube, I will make sure that a Koi is the game of the week. Y'all choose the game y'all want. How
Whoa,
about that? So
whoa,
if
settle down. Now you're getting a little outrageous there, buddy.
hey man, hey, if they take us to 500 subscribers,
I
I'll
feel
give a
you, though.
dang. We'll be right there. Hold on, let's see. Black and gold, black and gold. Oh, Zeke say you okay with him? Okay, Zeke.
I
Hey,
ain't feel
hey,
you.
yeah, all right, Zeke. That's all right. K, and am I okay with Zeke? I mean, am I
Hey,
okay with you, K? I mean, I need to know because
if Zeke wasn't in that top 5, I would have been okay with him.
okay, Koi versus Papa. Like I say, man, if you would have put if Zeke went in the top 5, K would have been in my house knocking on the damn door, and I know she would have. You know, yeah,
But
hey
man,
boy, yeah, Coach AJ. Well, wow, my wife chiming in. Uh, yeah, that's true. That's facts, though. Yeah, yeah. You have a good evening too, Rob. You good.
but we
The
can't
Rob,
we can't do a Parker a Corey. That's Jones Coco week 1.
hey man, you know what? We might have to get a second crew. We
Satellite
might have
crew,
to
because
get, yeah, we
that
might have
is
to get a
another
second
game
crew.
though too though. But for real,
Yeah, yeah, because
we
the
always
game of
play
being a
Parker
Koi,
hard.
a Koi or Popka. I'll tell you one thing, if a Koi ever beat a Popka, the city's gonna shut down. I'm telling
But
you
they
that now.
always play them tough though. They do always
It's
play them
all
tough.
no, it's a close game, and I think they got a chance to beat a Popka this year. So I definitely do. I think a Popka though, the thing about a
It's
Popka, you
just
just
tough though.
never know.
That's the first game of the season. The Parker don't never
Right.
lose first game of the season,
And
dog.
they never do. But the close, they should have lost last year.
Shoulda,
But
coulda,
if
woulda.
but right, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But a Popka, if you gonna get them, you better get them early,
You
because
better.
you do not get a Popka late. And once the season get to running and that train get to rolling, it's
It's
choo
rolling.
choo. Okay,
He's
Kay, I
supposed
tell
to
you what.
be.
Hold on, Kay said we can get a Kay. Tell you what, we'll get a second crew. Help us get a sponsorship so that we can send someone out to film everything. That's cool. I'll help us get because And for those once again who don't know, Kay is actually the travel person. Uh, I saw her. She was in where was she at? Wherever Lisa Ray was used to be the like
Barbados or somewhere. Where she
it
was
wasn't
at?
Barbados. She was
Turks
wherever
and
Lisa Ray.
Caicos. Where she was
Turks
at?
and Caicos. Yep,
Yeah.
Turks and Caicos. So so wherever Lisa Ray was at, that's where she was at. And they was doing that one margarita, one margarita, one margarita. And then she's doing that one margarita, whatever that. So they was getting it in. So but they had a good time. Turks, hey man, the ladies seemed like they had a really good time. Uh and it looked like they had a lot of fun. And that's what life is all about. So hey, we wish all you guys peace, love, and chicken grease. And hey, we'll catch y'all next week. Next week we got what going on, AJ?
Next week we'll go over the different districts.
Are we picking teams? Are
Basic.
we picking like the records?
I mean, we can go. I don't know about picking exact
Or,
records, but we
or do
can
we
go
want
like
to?
predictions on first, second. On seeding for
Hey,
the
man,
district.
hey, or do you want to do the whole thing? And we could do who we think will make the playoffs. And this is definitely just me and you. We won't even have a crew with the rankings. So this is be me and you. Uh, and then also once we
We'll
figure
do
out
the
who.
top 10 though. We can do the top 10 next week for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We'll definitely do the top 10. So next week we'll have a top 10 out. Let's make sure we do that. Next week
Yeah.
let's do the top 10, like for certain. So that way they can have an idea of what we're thinking. So let's go. All right, man. I appreciate you. You got anything else?
Nah, man. See you. Have a good weekend.
All right, everybody out there, man, be safe. Have a great weekend. Hey, man, more importantly, make sure your kids are getting hydrated because it's hot as hell out there. And let's go Buffs, man. Let's make sure we do the Colorado Buffalo little things. Okay, let me see.
We're
Hey,
going
man,
hard tonight, boy.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Hey, my boy Rob, he's a Cowboy fan. Hey, hey, that's my dog. I ain't gonna go against him. Go Knights. I'm with him. Go Knights. Hey, I'm a Coy guy. So hey, go Knights. Let's get it. So hey,
Let's go
I got a lot.
UCF.
All right, this dude right here. All right, hey man, and you do know that they. You know what's crazy is the defensive line coach at UCF is also he was one of the first graduating classes at Ocoee,
Who? Who is it?
the D line coach.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, yeah, he played at Ocoee. I mean, which is crazy, but that's like he played under my coach Kenny Martin. He played under Pat, my dude Pat that played in Florida. But Coach Kenny Martin literally played he's a Coy Knight, and now he's a UCF Knight.
You too,
But
Rob. Have a good one, bro.
good evening, all y'all. Y'all be good. Peace.
Yep.